Hello, you're on Spot, and this is DEVscoOPS, a rapid show and tell on tools and practices in cloud technology in general. So if this tickles your fancy, hit the subscribe button. So let's get into it. If you are developing a web application or even an API, sometimes you just want a quick way of letting someone else get access to what you are doing and get a quicker feedback. Let's say I am developing a React web application, so on my terminal session, I will go ahead and start creating my application. And now that I have successfully created my sample React application, let's cd to that directory and open this on VS Code. What I'm going to do next is head to my VS Code terminal, and I'm going to start running my web application. My terminal console tells me that my React application is running on port 3000. So let me switch to my browser and access my web application on port 3000. And if I want this exact instance of my application accessible to the internet, I'm going to use ngrok to enable this. So what ngrok does on a very high level is it creates a tunnel or a proxy to allow the internet to get access to a particular port on your local machine. If you have not used this tool before, you will need to create a free account. So let's head to their website. On this page, you can go ahead and click sign up button and then follow through the workflow to obtain your new account. Once you have successfully signed up, you will be provided with an API authentication token which you can pull out from the Getting Started section on the left panel and then under the Your Auth token option. I'm going to run ngrok using Docker, so what I'm going to do is copy my auth token and then switch back to my VS Code session. I'm going to keep my React web application running, so I'll open a new VS Code terminal session and then export an environment variable called ngrok auth token and assign the value that I copied earlier. And now that I exported my environment variable, what I'm going to do next is start running an ngrok container. And to do this, I'm going to run this command. This command consumes the environment variable that I set earlier. It starts a container using the ngrok Docker image and passes the arguments HTTP and the host and port that I want ngrok to proxy. The host and the port I provided here is the same information available on the terminal output when I started my React application. So let's head to the terminal. And this is the host and the port that I'm referring to. So let's head back to my ngrok terminal session. I'm letting ngrok proxy the internet access to this host and port on my local machine. This way, I'm allowing access to my web React application via the internet. The information that I need from this console output is the forwarding endpoint. And this is the endpoint that I need to provide to other people for them to be able to access my React application through the internet. So let me copy the URL, and then I'm going to switch to my browser and load the forwarding URL that I just copied. And that worked. This is a version of the application that I have set up on my local machine being accessible through the internet. Now what I'm going to do next is head back to my VS Code session. And on my VS Code Explorer, I am going to make some modifications on my code. I'm going to expand the source directory and open my app.js file. And now, let me switch back to my web browser. And the first thing that I'm going to do is open the tab for my local session, which is right here. And I can see straight away my changes because this is a local session. Now, let me go to the other tab that has my ngrok forwarding URL. And then let me reload this page. And now, this version also shows my changes. And that's it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Until next time, see ya.